Yo, it's your girl Giddy, and today we're diving into the hottest free AI projects out right now. I'm breaking down which ones can actually make you money, which ones have real business potential, and which ones are straight up trash. No fluff, no hype, just giving you $1 million worth of game for free. Let's get into it. Coming in at number 7, we have a project called Microil Slash Self-Hosting Guide. What if everything you love about the cloud was available in your basement without the monthly bill? Self-Hosting Guide is the red pill for tech independence. This mega resource teaches regular humans how to run their own services instead of renting them from Silicon Valley overlords. It covers everything from setting up home servers to running your own AI models, with practical Docker containers, networking, and security advice for the digital sovereignty curious. If pushed to the extreme, self-hosting could create a decentralized internet rebellion where corporations lose their stranglehold on our digital lives. Imagine neighborhoods running their own mini-Googles, personal AI assistants not spying on you, and communities maintaining independent communication networks immune to censorship and surveillance. The ultimate digital prepper toolkit for both system collapse or just telling big tech to pound sand. This gives one person the power to build a personal digital empire that once required an entire IT department and million-dollar budget. A determined teenager with decent hardware could run their own AI models, cloud storage, media streaming services, home automation, security systems, and communication platforms without paying a dime in subscription fees. The asymmetric warfare tool against the subscription economy that the tech overlords hope you never discover. Coming in at number 6, we have a project called Avellino Slash Awesome Go. What if that list you call awesome is just a lazy developer's excuse not to learn actual programming? Awesome Go is basically a giant directory of Go frameworks and libraries, the programmer's equivalent of a takeout menu. It's a curated collection where Gophers find tools without building them themselves. Pretty solid resource though. Everything from AI and authentication to web frameworks and workflow tools, organized like a nerdy shopping catalog. If pushed to the extreme, this could transform into the definitive resource that dictates which Go libraries live or die based on inclusion. Projects not listed here effectively cease to exist in the Go ecosystem. One person could subtly influence the entire language's direction by controlling what gets featured. Companies could rise or fall based on their libraries making this list. The ultimate kingmaker in Go development. This gives one person the power to become a Go kingpin without writing a single line of original code. Some savvy developer could build an entire career just by maintaining this list, gaining influence with every star and fork. While experienced teams waste months building custom solutions, one clever curator could cherry-pick the perfect stack in minutes, delivering solutions faster than any coding purist. The ultimate middleman power play in programming. Coming in at number 5, we have a project called Vinta Slash Awesome Python. What if your code arsenal was secretly malnourished while you kept downloading random packages? GitHub's Awesome Python is basically a buffet menu for Python developers, a curated list of frameworks, libraries, tools, and resources that someone thinks are worth your time. It's not just a random pile of links, it's opinionated, meaning someone actually filtered out the garbage. For the nerds, it's essentially a community-vetted registry that saves you from dependency hell and Stack Overflow rabbit holes. If pushed to the extreme, this could become the definitive power hierarchy of the Python ecosystem, determining which libraries live or die based on inclusion. One strategically placed PR could redirect thousands of developers toward certain tools and away from others. Companies could secretly influence which open-source projects get attention and which fade into obscurity. It could become the invisible hand guiding Python's evolution. This gives one person the power to shortcut years of painful trial and error in the Python landscape. A freshman developer with this list could bypass all the usual newbie mistakes, implementing advanced tools their seniors might not even know exist. A consultant could appear to have encyclopedic knowledge of the Python ecosystem without actually understanding half of it, just by strategically mentioning these pre-vetted tools during client meetings. Coming in at number 4, we have a project called jsoncrackcom. What if all those awesome lists are actually God's way of telling you your tech life is just a meaningless collection of links? Awesome Lists is basically a directory of directories, the ultimate meta repository that helps developers find curated lists of resources for various technologies, frameworks, and topics. It's like Wikipedia for developer bookmarks, organized by passionate nerds who can't stop categorizing things. Genius simplicity hiding in plain sight. If pushed to the extreme, this could become the single most important knowledge graph in technology, the Library of Alexandria for modern computing. One universal entry point that maps the entire digital landscape. It could evolve into an AI trainable corpus that understands relationships between technologies, predicts trends, identifies knowledge gaps, and becomes the backbone of developer education worldwide. This gives one person the power to become an instant polyglot developer without years of experience. A solo dev could leverage these lists to rapidly prototype in unfamiliar territories, essentially borrowing the collective wisdom of thousands of specialists. Someone could build entire companies by simply connecting dots between these resources while competitors waste time discovering what's already been mapped. Coming in at number 3, we have a project called CodeCrafters.io/ Build Your Own X. What if every GitHub star you're chasing is just making some other dev rich? Build Your Own X is basically programmer porn for the intellectually curious, a massive collection of tutorials showing you how to recreate technologies from scratch. From blockchain to browsers, databases to Docker, it's the DIY approach to understanding what's happening under the hood rather than mindlessly importing NPM packages. Pure knowledge without the bootcamp price tag. If pushed to the extreme, this repository could create an army of full-stack engineers who actually understand how things work instead of just gluing libraries together. We'd see a renaissance of efficient software built by people who know what their code is actually doing. The flip side? Tech gatekeeping, as people smugly ask, but have you built your own version from scratch? During interviews while companies burn through even more unpaid take-home assignments. This gives one person the power to become a one-person tech conglomerate. While your peers are fighting with dependency hell and waiting for Stack Overflow answers, you're over here building your own database that perfectly fits your needs. The self-taught dev in a basement can now compete with teams of specialists because they understand every layer of the stack. It's the difference between cooking with pre-made ingredients versus knowing how to make everything from raw materials. Coming in at number 2, we have a project called jsoncrackcom. What if the data you've been staring at for hours was actually just waiting to be understood? JSONCrack transforms your indecipherable data blobs, JSON, YAML, XML, CSV, into beautiful interactive graph visualizations that actually make sense to human brains. It's basically a universal translator for structured data. No more squinting at nested brackets or comma-separated hell. This isn't just pretty pictures, it's visual comprehension for the terminally confused. If pushed to the extreme, this tool could become the Rosetta Stone for every API and data system on the planet. Imagine intelligence analysts mapping complex terrorist networks from intercepted data dumps, or investigators visualizing the entire Panama Papers in one massive graph, revealing all corporate shell connections. It could expose structural patterns in massive datasets that remain completely invisible when viewed as raw text. This gives one person the power to comprehend and communicate complex data structures that would otherwise require an entire team to decipher. A junior dev could walk into a meeting, drop a visualization of the company's Byzantine API structure, and instantly become the hero who finally made sense of the digital spaghetti everyone's been drowning in. The playing field tilts toward anyone who can now say, "Let me show you," instead of spending hours explaining nested objects to confused executives. Coming in at number 1, we have a project called freeCodeCamp. What if free education was a psychological experiment to see how many humans would choose a sedentary lifestyle over starvation? freeCodeCamp is an open-source platform offering free coding education through interactive challenges, projects, and certifications. It's like a virtual coding dojo where you learn by building actual projects, not by watching some dude on YouTube explain variables for the 87th time. The entire curriculum spans web development to data science. If pushed to the extreme, this platform could democratize tech education so thoroughly it disrupts the entire four-year university system. Imagine millions of people in developing nations acquiring Silicon Valley skills without student debt, creating a global workforce that renders traditional CS degrees obsolete. The platform could become an alternate credentialing system that major tech companies respect more than formal education. This gives one person the power to bypass the traditional gatekeepers of technical education. A disciplined high school dropout with zero resources beyond internet access could literally build a full-stack developer portfolio that rivals university grads with 6 figures of debt. Someone in a rural village with spotty internet could potentially land remote work for Western companies at competitive salaries without ever leaving home. So, are you going to take these free AI projects and flip them into cash, or just let the bag pass you by? The ball's in your court. These videos ain't easy to make, but we're grinding to drop heat every weekday. So smash that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and don't miss your next $1 million idea. Giddy out.